This is the last day of the Fit Show, 2022. How's it been for you?
Yeah, so the last day of our delayed 2021 event, and it has been fantastic. Just so good to be back in the halls and doing what we do best.
Which one's the organised one of the two of you?
The organised one, Jess.
Yeah, I think we're both pretty organised. I'm definitely the bossiest.
Yeah, she's the bossiest.
There's no arguments there.
No, Zoe's got the calmest head, and I'm probably, more bossy.
I'm a swan. I'm doing that.
That's
Yeah.
for the show. I can't even imagine what you go through to put this together. I just wouldn't even know where to start. But where do you start actually with something like this?
We are such a small team, so we're really proud of what we've achieved between us, but we're a really tight-knit team, so we all play to each other's strengths. We're all fiercely protective of the Fit Show brand, genuinely care about everybody having a good experience, so we've all got the same kind of morals and aspirations. We just, where do we start? Well, we start today thinking about 23 already. We're thinking about what content we're going to use as part of the campaign to drive exhibitors and then drive visitors to next year. So yeah, we're already on the next show now.
Wow, that says it all. And Zoe, this is your first show ever.
My
How
first
did you find
Fit
it?
Show. Yeah, it's been brilliant. It's been so exciting to be back in an exhibition hall and just seeing the amount of people that are all really positive. So to speak to exhibitors who've had a really good show after being away for so long, yeah, it's been really good. I got a little bit emotional earlier about it.
There you go. You've been talking to all the exhibitors and you're getting good feedback and everyone's happy,
Yeah, really good feedback. So I think everyone's genuinely just happy to be back here and doing what we do best and just having a great experience. It's just been hugely positive all round. People have, reconnected. We've heard great stories about leads that have been driven, deals that have been done, and we've already signed up a good number of exhibitors for 23, which is testament to what a good show they've had this year.
So another question for Jess, only because it's the experience with the other shows. How has this show been different to the others?
This show, I would say, has felt more like, I don't know how to describe this. 2019 was a really good show, but the enthusiasm, the loyalty, and the goodwill and feeling about this show, it's just felt buzzier than ever before. It's been brilliant.
So some people have said it's a smaller show. What do you think about that? Was that intended?
Well, we're certainly on a smaller footprint. That's a fact. But I mean, looking back to 2019, the show was obviously spread over more halls and a bigger footprint. But I think that the beauty of this year is that people have been able to move around more freely, and it's felt less crowded and more intimate almost. Yeah.
Do you think the same, Zoe?
Yes, I think size isn't everything. We've delivered a really good visitor numbers, and there's a lot of people in the hall, so because it is a smaller show, it's felt really, really busy. It's felt really buzzy. The noise when you walk in has been great the whole time, and obviously it's the right people that are supporting the event that have been able to move forward since the pandemic.
And what's been quite interesting actually is the visitors that we have driven have dwelled for longer this time. So for all it's a smaller footprint, they spent longer in here. Maybe they've had a more comfortable experience. I don't know.
Yeah, I vouch for that. And then in terms of days, did the busyness tally up with what you expected, or was it different?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we had a bit of a shock on day one. Well, we were worried about the figures on day one, but then we remembered that the late night we did on the first time last year. So, yesterday was just absolutely heaving.
It was.
And people stayed right till the end. We had to turf people out of parties at the end. I think they'd have carried on all night if they could have done.
Yeah, there wasn't any drop-off on yesterday. It felt busy from the minute we opened the doors at 10 till when people left at gone 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And some of the staff that have worked on the front of house have actually said this is one of the busiest shows they've done post-pandemic. So I think the fact that they're at events a lot more than what we're at events says a lot. That they felt it was busy all day long.
It's really nice to hear what other people think about the show, isn't it? Especially people like the registration staff, because obviously they do this kind of week in, week out. But they've all said what a nice show it is to work on, how lovely the people all are. So we're really lucky.
Am I right in thinking there's probably still some more to come next year with product launches? I think there's some people that are still working on a few things next year.
Yeah, people that perhaps weren't ready this year. I mean, obviously we've had lots of delays for all different reasons, from supply chain through to the economy, everything else, and everything else in between. But I think the people that weren't ready this year certainly are committing to 23, and I think people that have visited the show this year but not exhibited will be with us next year too.
As I said, I felt very looked after. What do you do to help support exhibitors and make them feel like this?
This is sorry, because I was going to say this is something that we really pride ourselves on. So I think I touched on before that it's genuinely really important to us that our exhibitors have the best possible experience, and their journey starts the minute that they sign up with us, and the earlier they do that the better, because the more support they get, the more marketing and promotional opportunities are, and also the better we get to understand them, what their needs are from the show, what a successful fit show looks like for them, so that we can help them to achieve that. And we work really closely with them.
Objectives. And I think that's one of the beauties of. Sometimes it's not a great thing that we're such a small team, but because we are a small team, we know our exhibitors. They don't just sign a booking form, book a stand, and then we don't speak to them until the show happens. We're talking to them constantly. We're in touch with our exhibitors via email. We did an online exhibitor day, which we're hoping to do in person next year.
We'll definitely be doing that in the flesh next year. Yeah.
And then, because we're talking to them, so if they need any support, if they want us to do something for them, then we'll do that. If we've got the capacity to do it, then we'll do that. And it helps everyone to drive more visitors to the show. Yeah. So if the exhibitor's happy, the visitors are happy, then we're happy. Yeah. All together.
We always say it's more than Fit Show is not just a 3-day event, and the more you put in, the sooner you start that campaign, the more that you're going to get out of it. And then also when you lead the show, how you nurture those leads and relationships that you've built while you've been here is really important too. And I think it works for both sides of the fence, so it's not just our exhibitors that we kind of take on that journey with us, we nurture our visitor audience too.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the pre-registration figures, some of those people registered in 2019 to attend the previously delayed shows. I can't remember all the dates and years, but they stuck with us right through, and we've converted them still this year. So we really do nurture our audience on both sides of the fence.
Yeah, because you genuinely, I forget about that. You sort of think from an exhibitor's side now, you sort of forget about the work that you have to do to still bring effectively potential customers in. Yeah. They're your customers, the exhibitors are your customers.
Yep.
And also, I'm always amazed, you're dealing with so many different companies, and some of them are competitors, and you have to balance that and find the balance. I know I've mentioned it before, but I'm really fascinated by that, because I think you do that very well.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
A very hard thing to. It's a very competitive industry.
Yes, it is.
They are. Yeah, it's its own kind. There's a lot of people with, I don't know what it comes under. I don't want to say the word ego, but it's definitely something there.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to manage, especially social media and drama that can unfold very quickly.
There's a lot of passion in the industry.
That's a good way to put it, I think.
Certainly.
And there's a lot of healthy competition as well. So like we ran a campaign while we were here. So the exhibitors that drove the most converted visitors, we did a competition to encourage them to do that, because obviously our data goes so far, but if you're getting a personal invitation from a supplier that you might already know, that's going to make that visitor definitely come to the show. Like we can give them all the reasons to attend, but actually it's the exhibitor that they're coming to see who they're going to take the invitation up from. So that was really successful, and the exhibitors love it. They get so excited by doing things like that.
Yeah, they definitely enjoy the competition. So there's some healthy rivalry out there too, I think. But no, we arm our exhibitors with all of the tools to make sure that it's, can't just rely on our team solely to drive everybody. They do a lot of hard work too, and we reward that, as Zoe said, by incentivising them. I think they got money off the stand in certain size categories for next year. So we'll definitely run that again next year.
And then we've got our marketing award as well.
Yes.
The deadline's the 31st of May, so again it's another way to reward the exhibitor. If they've done a really great marketing campaign for Fit Show, obviously that benefits us as well as it benefits to them. So we're doing an award for that. That will be announced in June, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, last two questions. Is there a high point for you in this whole show?
Well, I don't think there's one standout thing. It's just been so good just to get back together and to get back to doing what we do best, and just to see how genuinely enthusiastic and loyal everyone has been to the brand.
I think for me, yesterday morning was probably a high point. When I walked out into the piazza at the NEC and saw how many people were waiting to go into the door, I was like, great, they're here, we've done what we needed to do, people have come, because I saw the weather and I thought, it's going to put people off. But that was a high point for me personally.
It was genuinely, the atmosphere was electric out there yesterday, wasn't it? We were squealing.
Yes,
the next
it was
time.
great.
So, last question. I don't know if you could answer this, but do you have a favourite stand?
No, not allowed to answer
You can't do
that.
that.
Nice try
That would
there.
cause chaos.
Could you imagine?
Absolute chaos.
Everybody, well, what I would say is that everybody has put so much effort. So the people
Yeah.
that are exhibiting, no matter how big or small the stand is, they've all put, a real amount of effort into putting on a very good showcase for our visitors, and that benefits everybody. The show looks great from every angle.
When I came in to build up on Sunday, so I've worked in exhibitions before, different sectors and stuff, and I didn't expect the amount of space-only builds. I was so taken aback by how much effort and investment people have put into their stands. So it looks like a great show. It's great. It's been really good.
Brilliant. Jess, Zoe, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Enjoy what's left of the show, not long left now, and then enjoy a well-deserved break, I can only imagine.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Richard.
Was it